All right, Dustin, welcome to the Home Services Growth Show. This is the podcast dedicated to helping you grow your home services business. This is also a companion piece to the Home Services Growth Summit, which is coming up February 27th and 28th of 2024 in Atlanta at the one-of-a-kind experience, the Georgia Aquarium. Well, yes, the Georgia Aquarium. I said it right. This is going to be an ongoing show because Dustin and I also do conferences, summits, workshops, the whole kit and caboodle. But the big one coming up is the Home Services Growth Conference. And I want to kind of start off so that people get to know us a little bit better. Dustin, tell us a little bit about your background in the home services space and what you do today.
Thanks, Shark. 20 plus years in the world of sales, top performer, serial entrepreneur, building businesses. And through those experiences, just the speaking business just grew organically, and started speaking for businesses, helping them on the sales and customer experience side, and having an opportunity to speak at Pest World, basically the national conference for bug and pest industry, building relationships, helping some of the sales teams grow, customer experience, motivation, mindset, like just helping businesses get better, and realizing, right, in that experience that these are a lot of my people, right? These people that want to show up every day, they got to work hard and trying to grow their businesses, employ team members, put people in a better situation. It just has been a great fit. And really fast forward a couple of years, and here we are, an opportunity to help businesses grow, and excited to be part of this conference and really just helping businesses in the day-to-day, the tactics, that real world strategies, real world content, and extremely excited to be part of it. And I know people need to find out from you, Shark. What's your background, my friend?
Yeah, so again, my name is Kenneth Kenny, but friends call me Shark. It's because, like I said, I spent a lot of time in the water, but I'm not sure if this is a chicken or egg thing, because I'm not sure if my speaking career in the home services space started before my consulting agency brand side experience working in the home services space. But one of the things I noticed after speaking a lot and being employed in this business is people were asking me afterwards to speak at their event or to come do some consulting work for them. So I really thought about a lot of the tactics that I was teaching and preaching and wanted to put them to work. And that's when I started working very closely with a lot of these businesses, whether it was landscape, lawn care, bug and pest, HVAC, plumbing, bath and kitchen remodeling. I mean, you name it. I worked in windows, solar, quite a few of these different industries. And a lot of what the problems that they have are pretty common problems that can be addressed. And so that was the genesis of a lot of the work I've been doing, providing them kind of counsel to help them grow their business. But it also became the conversation that you and I had after seeing those same commonalities in what you do and the clients you were working with to pull together this conference. Neither of us, Dustin, do you have an agency?
I do not.
I don't either. So we have nothing to sell when we're up there, unlike a lot of shows. I just went to a show a couple of months ago, and I felt like my hand was on the seat, but there was a hand in between on my wallet, and that's not what we're trying to create. We're not trying to create that environment. This whole genesis of this is to provide great education to people trying to grow their business, and how we do that to help our consumers and future customers can be told in a better narrative without all the fluff, but without only transactional information given, which is what so often happens in the home services business. So we're trying to create this, and we've handpicked some speakers. The panelists alone are fantastic. I mean, you've got people that are in $5 to $50 million business, and then several that are in $5 billion businesses. Pulling together people that we know have great experience. But when you look at the keynote speakers, I've heard of this one guy, Dustin James, supposed to be an amazing keynote speaker who talks about elevating the everyday all the time in the home services business. Then there's this other guy named Shark, who's supposed to be an amazing keynote speaker. And I'm going to be speaking about what I often talk about in a lot of my business. Then we've got other keynote speakers like Susan Frew. Susan Frew, she and her husband run a plumbing and HVAC business in Denver, and she's also been a keynote speaker for quite a few years, amazing speaker. Mark Levy, amazing differentiation specialist, who's fantastic. He's a guy that helped Simon Sinek find his why and find one business out there who isn't looking to understand how to differentiate themselves from the sea of sameness out there. Who else we got coming? Give me liberty or give me death. Talk about that one.
Yeah, we got Patrick Henry, and as we all know in business, right?
We have Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry, yeah.
Not our founding fathers, Patrick. We're talking about the lawn care Patrick.
Who's a professional speaker, right? But when COVID hit, it just like, no matter what industry you're in, especially in the home services, we had to adapt, right? You have to make changes. Well, he went out and built a landscaping business, and what better way, right, than have speakers who live that every day, right? That can share those real world tactics, right? Strategy, just what the process was, the story behind it, what you had to come up with. That's the great part about this conference, and really trying to be intentional in creating speakers that are going to give you that content that when you go back home, you're going to be like, wow, like I've got a lot of things that I can actually apply. Most conferences, if you get one thing, woo, hey, that was great. No, that bar's below what we do. That's not what this is about. We want to make sure people are taking home those real things that they can help their sales teams grow, whether it's, fill us in, Shark. Like people are just wondering the topics that we're going to cover, right? It's 2 days of action-packed content. Share with some of them
absolutely
what they can
expect.
So
we're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about marketing and digital marketing. We're going to talk about call center. We're going to talk about events and shows. We're going to talk about canvassing. We're going to talk about financing, TCPA and data compliance. There's so many different topics. Recruiting. Everywhere is suffering right now trying to find people. We've got the people lasered in on the topics. We polled a lot of the people that we talked to before we pulled together the agenda that we're building. We wanted to hear what the people were in the actual space. What were the problems that they needed us to help them solve? And that's what we focused on in this. And to your point, I just went to a conference a couple of months ago, saw a guy give a great presentation. 2 days, he was the MC. At the end of day 2, he said something like, hey, I'm sure each of you have gotten at least one good takeaway, haven't you? And he kind of polled the audience. And people nodded their head. And I'm thinking, why is that even a question? So one of the things that you and I have been talking about, and talking about with all the speakers as well, is we want every session to come away with 3 real-world actionable tactics that they can employ in their business today. And that's really important because we're not spending fluff money anymore. 2024 is going to be a tough year. Businesses can afford to send their teams to this. We have very affordable rates compared to a lot of the conferences. But what they can't afford is a waste of time, and they don't like to waste money. They're smart, and they know that they want to invest in their business, not just throw money at the back. And that's a big point of what we're doing. And then let's talk about the experience that we're going to have.
I was just going to say, when we think, when we sat down and really mapped this out, right? We didn't want to just say, hey, it's a home services conference. We wanted the collaboration. We want those real tactics. But, we're talking about topics. Now let's talk about the experience. Let's talk about the facility, the food. Let's share with people that.
Yeah. So one of my weird things that I love to do is I love to go diving, in particular with sharks, then go speak, then go home. Well, I was trying to figure out a way to do this, but beaches aren't always the easiest to get to. Definitely didn't want to have it at the airport Ramada at Anywhere USA and put people to sleep, just in the commute over to their next takeaway or taxiway. But we really wanted to create a great experience that was fun, unique, and customer experience is such a hot topic right now. Customers are demanding something different. We wanted to give the attendees something different. So in this venue, we're going to create real opportunities to network. It's not going to say networking session and they don't network. We're going to create the opportunities for people to exchange ideas more freely in a better way than what you find at other conferences. On top of that, the food is amazing. How many times have you been to a conference and the food was But this is Wolfgang Puck Catering. And where else do you get Wolfgang Puck Catering at a conference? And the bill's not cheap. We know because we're paying for it. That comes with your price of admission. But what's also really cool is this is at the Georgia Aquarium, one of the largest aquariums in the world. It has a 1,200-seat auditorium. In that auditorium, which looks like a normal auditorium, but better, crazy lighting at the top. The sound is unbelievable. This also has 2 windows where you can see beluga whales in one window and whale sharks and manta rays and other sharks in another window. What other conference is going to give you an experience like that, plus amazing speakers, plus Wolfgang Wolfgang Putt Catering, plus Actual Tactics, plus Sharks in Atlanta, with a trip that's one flight away from anywhere in the world. And by the way, we've also handpicked a lot of the sponsors. The sponsors that we're bringing in are not people just to sell you stuff. These are ones that we're bringing in with expert tactics. So that's been a really important piece that we're spending a lot of time creating the best content we can with real actual tactics for the people that are investing in us and investing in the show. Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm excited. As we've discussed, like, this is a unique conference. Like, we're respectful that it's going to cost you 2 days out of the office, but it's an investment in yourself and growing your business with just quality speakers, quality content, and just trying to serve it up over delivered is what we're doing here.
It'll cost you not to go to the conference. And that's why you should go to the HomeServicesGrowthSummit.com. From there, you can register. You can look at our pictures. You can see pictures of sea otters, harbor seals, and sharks, for goodness sake. Where else are you going to get that in a home services conference or a conference of any kind? So make sure you join us February 27th, 28th. Come back next week where we're going to have another amazing episode with another great speaker who's going to be part of the show. And we'll look forward to seeing you then. We'll see you in Atlanta.
We'll see you there.